Um, it's a lot of people that don't realize that they never go um, live that highest level of life because they make all of their decisions based on their fears. You understand me? So you got to be careful making those careful decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I had a job at one point in time. I fired them. You feel me? And I decided to go do for self. And I remember when I'm making six figures. So all the people around me like, nah, you feel me? You wild and be keep that job. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep a job, do the side hustle, whatever. And that's not a bad thing to do when you got the job, side hustle, make your hustle make so much money that it can take care of your job, save 6 months out. So therefore you ain't got that stress and you can work your job and your business, whatever. But me, I decided to go, I fired them folks and I went on it. But here I'm making $100,000 a year, and my time at that time, I felt like shit, that was good value for my time. And then when I fired them, years later, I created a family business and we did our first $100,000 in a month. And then I realized, like, damn, I made the right decision because what I was working for an entire year, 12 months, I was able to do that in 1 month. So therefore, I was able to take my value up, you understand me, times 12. And then a year later after that, not even a whole year later, I had my first $100,000 day in the market. And it just made me realize that we don't even know how valuable our time is. Yet we give it to somebody else and they determine our value. So the whole time I'm working for somebody, don't get me wrong, I stole the information, took it, utilized it for myself, but I had a realization that I'm way more valuable than these folks could ever pay me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got to go on that journey of self-development, whether it may be scary, whether you feel like it's riskful, whether you feel like it's a gamble. Nah, like I knew what my true value was and I had to go seek it, you understand me, to not only prove to myself, but to prove to the world that it was real. So I went from $100,000 a year to $100,000 a month to $100,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? And that was in less than an hour that, you know what I mean? Like, well, it took me about a few hours that day for the trade to go all the way up and me make it the right way. You understand me? And now I got a consistency where I can do six figures. You understand me, on a monthly basis. And the game now is to turn that into seven figures on a monthly basis. But that all came from no handout. I didn't get funded from nobody. I didn't take any Black Lives Matter donations and I got millions of dollars. That's literally me as a young black man, educating myself, going on a journey, believing in myself, investing in my education, taking my experience and my skill sets, you understand me, making goals, beating those goals, and then taking bigger goals, you understand me, and just keeping that cycle rolling and rolling and rolling, and then sipping on my gold water and my smart moss the whole time. You know what I'm talking about? That's important to be able to know. You feel me? So it's like for anybody that's out there trying to figure out what their value is, you got to go on that journey to figure it out. There ain't a man or woman on this planet Earth that can tell you. That's up to you to pirate your soul and find your own goal. You know what I'm talking about? So, and let my story of anything, you understand me, be a timeless lesson that you're worth more than you even currently know. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, I didn't think about having $100,000 a day. That wasn't even a goal at the time. I was so happy with making $100,000 a year. I remember first getting my first $7,000 to $10,000 check. You understand me? And that was like, yes, but it was because nobody around me was making that kind of money, so it was impressive. One of my chief quotes is that the top is only impressive because you're at the bottom, right? Like, but once you get there and it becomes your regular view, it's no longer impressive, it's just standard, right? And when you have people around you that know more and have more, then they influence you to know more and have more. You understand me? Because they introduce you to the influence of opportunity. You got somebody in your environment saying, "Hey, bro, I make I'm making $5,000 a day, $10,000 a day. And shit, here you are barely making 50 to 100, but not even tripping. Like you happy that like, oh, I'm making $100 a day consistently. And then they hit you with something like, yo, bro, I'm making 3,000 a day. And you're like, oh shit. I was happy with my level till I learned about yours. So now I need to figure out I got a new goal, right? Because I've been exposed now. You feel me? That's the game. You feel me? And it's like you can be focused and you can really be caught up. What the government trying to give you, what these people talking about, go to school, get a job, blah, 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 blah. That ain't our generation. We starting a whole new campaign. We starting everything over. We creating our own opportunities. You understand me? What your mama trying to get you to do, what your pops trying to get you to do, they don't even have the ability to understand the current reality and opportunities that's being presented. That you can go literally play a game and make more money than a doctor. You can go literally make a 10-second digital art, you understand me, and make more money than a lawyer. You know what I'm talking about? So it's like those opportunities that they were trying to get us to do because they were taught that these were prestigious, respectable careers, but is the average doctor or lawyer even happy? I went to a convention with some lawyers, and they are tapping in with me and trying to figure out how the hell I can, help them make some money, create some content, figure out a business model because when they talk to each other, they all know the same shit. They don't know what I know. And I remember I used to be impressed by positions and jobs and things of that nature and titles that people tell me. Now, it don't move me at all. It don't move me a bit. Now, I don't care at all. I've learned that it ain't got shit to do with your title, the things that you acquire. It has everything to do with who you are. So imagine going to a college. For 4 years, you get a debt. You walk across the stage, you make your parents happy. Congratulations, you're the first person in your family to graduate from college. You feel accomplished. But you're still broke. Your mindset is not shifted to the point where you're independent and you know how to do it yourself. Your first thought is, oh, I need to take a vacation. You take a vacation, you enjoy yourself, then life hits you. You get back from that vacation, you may be staying with family members. You may be staying by yourself because you had a job once you went into college. And then Sally Mae calls you. Hey, you owe us some money for that education that you just got. The job market freezes up. So now the education that you just went and got, you can't get a job for. The market, either the job is not paying enough to where now you have to learn how to balance out your budget because you're working a job, maybe in your field, maybe not in your field, but you still have to pay back your loans at the same time. But you didn't get a financial education, so you really don't know how to balance all of these things at once. You don't know how to invest in better ways to do with your money. So now you spent 4 years miseducating yourself about money, distracting so you can get a debt education, but now the value of the education is not enough to pay back your debt. So now you're a little angry at life because the people who didn't even go to college, you got to tap in with those people because they had to learn a different way to make money, a different way to utilize their skills. And now they have the experience to give you a degree in entrepreneurship, a degree in the stock market, a degree in wealth building, a real degree in financial skill sets in the money markets. So you tap in, imagine somebody trying to sell to you the idea of Bitcoin 5, 10 years ago. That was me. For some of you, I wasn't a good enough salesman of Bitcoin. You didn't buy in. You didn't jump in. The more of our people that has money, when it comes to when more people that have money, when it comes to us funding the revolution, we good. And by funding the revolution, I'm talking about creating our schools, funding our training. You understand me? Policing our own communities, our own politics, lobbying, things of that nature. Buying up our own land, feeding ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this requires money. And you can't go to war without money. And that's why we teaching our people how to get some. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tapping in.